Hello, my dear students. So, I hope you all are at the best of your health. And now let's proceed with our numerical of science. I hope you all have gone through the formulas and done well. Here, the first question, if we start with a heater of resistance 30 ohm is connected to 220 volt line. How much current will this heater draw? So here we can understand that this is the heater of resistance 30 ohm. Means here we have got R is equal to 30 ohm. The heater has the resistance 30 ohm. Basically heater itself is a resistor. It is connected to a 220 volt line. So this is volt. That means we have got V is equal to 220. How much current this heater will draw? Means I we have to draw. You can very well see V R I. As long as the volt is across this resistance, same resistance, that so this is ready. So we will just apply Ohm's law and we will be through. Okay. Of course, first we will have to see the units and everything. Ohm, volt. That is right. So here we will write resistance R is equal to 30 ohm. And we have got potential difference is equal to 220 volts and current they have asked. So by Ohm's law we have current we have to find. So I is equal to V upon R. We can directly write V is equal to IR and then we can go for I is equal to V upon R, no problem. So here we will get I is equal to V upon R, V is equal to 220 upon R is 30. This if I divide 7 point, what I will get is 3. That will 3 will go on. See my dear student, one thing you should know, 7.333 it will go on. We have to make this a whole number. For that basically if the from here if you have to remove these numbers, then if this number is 5 or more than 5, then this will increase by 1. But if this number is less than 5, then this will remain 7.3. Okay, so that is 7.3 ampere. If instead of this, if I would have had 7.3547, whatever is afterwards, but this is 5, so this if I would have rounded it up, so it would have become 7.4. Then this number will increase by 1. Okay, if I wanted it to round it up to only 2 decimal places, then the same number, if up to 2 decimal places, so it is 7.3549. So up to 2 decimal places if I go, so third decimal place is less than 5. So this will remain 7.35. Okay, it depends on how many decimal places you are going to round that figure. And if you are going to round that figure up to only 1 decimal place, then the second decimal place, if it is 5 or more than 5, the first decimal place will increase by 1. Okay, otherwise it will remain the same. So this is done. Second question, resistances of 3 resistors are given as R1 is equal to 10 ohm, R2 is equal to 20 ohm, R3 is equal to 30 ohm. Calculate the effective resistance when they are connected in series. My dear boys, I really forgot to give you the formula. One formula I forgot. This is very bad. Here actually speaking, we have to add one more formula. This is basically resistance in series. This quality we have to know very nicely. Resistance in series is always equal to R1 plus R2 plus R3, how many ever they are. And when we go for resistance in parallel, 1 upon Rp is equal to 1 upon R1 plus 1 upon R2 plus 1 upon R3 up to whatever they are. This is one more formula that you have to remember. And of course you know what is resistance in series and resistance in parallel. I just hope that you are aware of that. If no, then resistances in series are always connected in one line like this. This is not the right language, but still. Of course in resistance in series we have an ammeter over here connected in series, and then there is, usually this is the combination. They all are actually in series. Remember, the sign indication is very important when it comes to circuit. If this is positive, then this also is positive, and then this is negative. Resistors don't have any positive negative terminal. They just are an applicator, they don't have any positive negative terminal, they can be connected in any way. Same is true with the key also doesn't have any positive negative terminal. And then direction of electric current always from positive to negative, this has to be there. So resistance in series are like this, and resistance in parallel basically are somewhat of this sort. They all are connected to each other in this fashion. And here also we have, remember ammeter is always connected in series. This is ammeter which shows current, it is always connected in series. That is what you have to remember. And voltmeter is always connected in parallel. This is one major difference between ammeter and voltmeter. Voltmeter is always connected in parallel, something of this sort. It is always connected in parallel, ammeter is always connected in series. This is parallel series of combination, this is series. And of course you have to know lots of other properties they have got. So here they have told, calculate the effective resistance when they are connected in series. So of course when they are connected in series, it is always better to draw a diagram of this. If you intend to, actually you are not going to get any marks for that. So there is nothing like that. Unless a diagram is asked, don't go to draw that. But for you to understand, I have to draw this. This actually ammeter is needed, my dear students. This is R1, R2, R3. Now they are connected in series. So R1 is equal to 10 ohms, R2 is equal to 20 ohms, and R3 is equal to 30 ohms. Calculate the effective resistance. Effective resistance means resistance in series. So resistance in series is equal to R1 plus R2 plus R3. This will be the resistance in this circuit, and that is going to be 10 plus 20 plus 30, that is going to be 60 ohms. This is one very important thing that you have to remember when it comes to resistance in series. The resistance in the series combination is always greater. It increases the resistance in series. It increases the resistance of the circuit as such. And because of that, because the resistance is increased, the current will decrease. That you have to understand. Also calculate the current flowing. So this is done. We have calculated the effective resistance. Also calculate the current flowing when the combination is connected to a 6 volt battery. Now this is a 6 volt battery. So now if this is a 6 volt battery, then what is the current flowing to this circuit? Actually we know resistance series is equal to 60 ohm. So by Ohm's law again, calculate the current. I is equal to V upon R. V is a 6 volt battery. R is definitely 60 ohms. That is equal to 1 upon 10. That is equal to 0.1 ampere. This is the current in the circuit. These two questions we have finished only till now. Let us go to the third one. An electric iron. I hope you all are able to read it. An electric iron has a rating of 750 volt. This is 750 volt, so this is power is equal to that iron has power 750 volt, 220 voltage. So V voltage of the iron is 220 volt. Calculate the current consumed by it. How much current will it consume? So we have the formula P is equal to VI. So we know P is equal to VI. Therefore current, therefore I is equal to P upon V. P is 750 volt upon 220. This is gone. So if I go to divide this, 75 divided by 22, 66. This will give me 90.4. 8820. 3.4 will be the current flowing through it. That is equal to 3.4 amperes will be the current flowing through it. And what they have asked again, current consumed by it. This is over. Now its resistance when in use. The resistance, of course, that iron itself is going to be acting like a resistor. So the resistance when it is in use, so we have got I, we have got V. So by Ohm's law, resistance we have to find. Resistance is equal to V upon I. V is equal to 220 upon I is equal to 3.4. Actually we can write this 75.22 itself. We can write it in reverse over here because I is in the denominator. So this will be equal to 22 upon 75. Are you getting this? Because I is in the denominator, I will reciprocate it and write it over here. But then is this going to help me? 5 1s are 5 5s are 5 4s are 5 4s are. That is all. I can't do anything other than that. I hope I don't feel so. That is all that will be there. So what I'll get is over here is 44 into 88 and then again 88. 968 divided by 15. This again I will have to go through. 15 5 6 5 are 36. 6 is there. 68 4 8 0 point 80 54.5 64.5. Just let me check, my dear students. Unnecessary, no pangas. Calculator. Where am I? Yes, 64.53. That's right. 64.53. This will be our answer. Resistance we have calculated, ohms. So this basically I have done all this shabbiness over here. That's the neatness is not there, but you all probably should do it with neat and tidiness. Again, I'll try now to do my rough work on this page. I usually now going to the fourth question. Okay, how many 40 watt bulbs? So this bulb, each bulb has got 40 watt bulb, can be safely connected in a parallel circuit which is drawing current through a 5 ampere fuse. The current is equal to 5 ampere from a 220 volt supply. Okay, so this is something. Now basically what happens, how many 40 volt bulbs, we have to know how many 40 volt bulbs can be applied. Okay, so basically 40 volt, power of each bulb is 40 watt. Okay, so see, basically what is happening is that these are all connected in, they are the bulbs. They all are going to be connected like this in parallel. Now how many are they going to be connected in parallel? We don't know how many can be connect, which is drawing a current through 5 ampere fuse. So this is basically anyway there is a, they can't, what they mean to say is here that they can't, this is not going to exceed 5 ampere current anytime. It is going to have that much current only at any given time, and this is basically a 220 volt. Now we have to understand that because of this combination, each bulb is going to use 40 watt power, is going to take 40 watt power, is going to consume that much power. It is going to consume that much power. But how much power is this circuit going to generate? That we have to understand. How much power will be there maximum that this circuit will generate? The power in the circuit, first we will have to know. Power in the circuit will be equal to, power in the circuit is equal to V into I. This is about circuit, but actually we should not use this. This you have to understand. Power in the circuit is equal to P is equal to V into I, which is equal to power of the circuit. So you write it like that only. Don't use the word circuit, please, because that is combination. So P is equal to VI. So V is what? 220 into I is what? 5. 5 zeros are 5 2s are 10, 5 2s are 10, 1100 volt is going to be there. Is going to be there. Now, number of bulbs, the power of each bulb is how much? 40 volt. Out of this 1100 volt, each bulb, one bulb will consume 40 volts. So therefore, number of bulbs that can be connected in parallel will be equal to this power generated in the circuit divided by power of that each bulb will be consuming, and you will get this to be 255. So this will become 27.5, but of course then 27.5 you can't connect half a bulb. Therefore, number of bulbs that can be connected is equal to 27. 27 bulbs like this you can connect. Are you getting what I mean to say now? I hope you are able to understand. If you connect more than 27 bulbs, 28 or 29, then there can be chances of an accident, and then this fuse will just cut off. You will be able to connect 27 bulbs. So that is how we go for this type of questions. Okay, my dear students. So this I hope is clear. Question number 4 we did in that page. I think we will require to do questions like that only now. Okay. Now this is done. Name the physical quantity which is same and different in all the bulbs when 3 bulbs off. See, physical quantity means volt, current, resistance, all. Physical quantity which is same and different. See, basically when it comes to Ohm's law, it is only the voltage and the current will keep on changing. So which is going to be same? Voltage is going to be same, or current is going to be same, or voltage is going to be different, or current is going to be different. In all the bulbs, when 3 bulbs of same voltage are connected in series. See, my dear students, when the same voltage bulbs are connected in series, then they just behave like a line of wire. A line of wire. See, if this is one line of wire, this is another line of wire, it is another line of wire, and these lines of wires are having of the same quality, same everything, length, dimension, everything, and then you keep on changing the volt in it, then same, there will be no change in there. The volt over here, the volt over here, the volt over here, the current over here, the current over here, the current over, no changes are going to be there. Basically, you have to understand that when the same voltage are going to be connected, then there is no change in voltage across bulbs. These are the bulbs they have used. They have used the bulbs over here. So this physical quantity, this voltage across this bulb, the voltage across this bulb, the voltage across this bulb, or the current across this bulb, the current across this bulb, is going to be same. It is not going to change. It is not going to change. They will be having same voltage even if you connect them in parallel also. They will be having same voltage. Of course, the voltage across this and the voltage across this will be different. But among them, the voltage is going to be same, the current is going to be same. As long as they are of same voltage, because now they are behaving like a conductor, nothing other than that. Though of course, this is my way of explanation. They are not behaving like resistors as such, because they are just having same resistance. Okay, even if we would have got same resistors, supposing if we would have got same resistors of same values, even then the voltage across each resistor and the current across each resistor would have been same, even if they would have been connected in parallel, but as long as they are same in value, they will be having same voltage across them and same current across them. The difference is only when they are different. At that time, scene changes. Now what happens? Same voltage are connected in series. That means they will be having same voltage and same current. Okay, same voltage are connected in parallel. Even now, they will be having same voltage and same current. Okay, they don't have anything in different. And now different voltage are connected in series. Now there will be difference. Different voltage are connected in series. Now you have to know, my dear students, the properties of series combination and parallel combination. When series combination, when the resistors are connected in series, then the current through them is same. The voltage across each is different. So now when they are different voltage bulbs, they will be having same current flowing through them, but the voltage across each will be different. Same current, voltage different. And we have different voltage connected in parallel when they are connected in parallel. Now the potential difference across them will be same, the voltage will be same, and currents will be different. This you have to understand, my dear students. They will behave like resistors, because appliances are nothing but resistors. That you have to understand. This is the way of understanding. Please don't write this as the reason in your answers. So here, I hope you are understanding this. Here, same first case, voltage and current are same. Nothing is different. Here, voltage and current are same. As long as same voltage, the voltage and current will be same. Here, different voltage, they are connected in series. The current is same, voltage is different, because they are connected in, this is in series, because they are connected in series. And when they are connected in parallel, the voltage is same and current is different. This basically why I am telling you, because you have to know the properties of resistors connected in series and resistors connected in parallel. The topic has to be strong. The topic of resistors connected in series and resistors connected in parallel has to be strong. Only then you will be able to answer questions based on those topics. That is entirely a different world. Okay, the formulas, the distinguish. There are huge number of questions that are possible in resistors connected in series and parallel. Distinguish between resistors connected in series and parallel. Short notes on resistor series and short notes on parallel. Give reasons. Many give reasons can be there. And then, of course, the derivations of the equations of resistances in series. Draw a schematic diagram. So here we have got what all things over here: 24 volt battery, a 10 ohm resistor, a 5 ohm resistor, a 1 ohm resistor, an ammeter and a plug key, all connected in series. Okay, so here 24 volt battery, so we can take 6 volt or 12 volt, 12 volt, that also is applicable. 12 into 2, 24 volt, like this also we can have. Of course you have to draw this with scale and pencil. And then we have an ammeter over here, and then we have got a plug key over here, of course, and then we have got 3 resistors, one placed over here, another placed over here, another placed over here. So what all things we have got now? This is of 10 ohms, this is of 5 ohms, this is of 1 ohm. And of course, now very important is the labeling part. This is going to be positive terminal, negative terminal. The longer is one is positive, the shorter one is negative. So because this is connected to positive, positive, and the other one will be negative, this is done. And then we have to show the flow of current is always from positive to negative. One arrow is also more than sufficient. This is the schematic diagram done. So this is completed. We have showed everything. 24 volt battery, 10 ohm, 5 ohm, 1 ohm, ammeter, plug key. Okay, fine. Find the ammeter reading. Find the ammeter reading means basically they are asking us to find the current flowing through the circuit. To find the current flowing through the circuit, we have to know the effective resistance of the circuit. So effective resistance of circuit, RS. Remember, this you have to write it as capital R and then small s down. R1 plus R2 plus R3. 10 plus 5 plus 1. 15 plus 1. 16 ohm. This is the effective resistance of the circuit, and therefore we will come to know the current in the circuit by Ohm's law. The current in the circuit, I is equal to V upon R. V is equal to 24, R is equal to 16. 8 2s are 8 3s are, that is equal to 1.5 amperes. This is the current flowing through the circuit. Okay, ammeter reading is this. Potential difference across 10 ohm resistors. So across 10 ohm resistor, so when we are going to find potential difference across 10 ohm resistor, potential difference in V is equal to I upon R. I will be the current in the circuit. I is equal to 1.5. V is equal to IR. Potential V is equal to I is 1.5, and resistor is basically this resistor, because we have to find across this. So resistors will be only, resistance will be 10 ohm only. That is equal to 15 volts. Okay, my dear students, so with this we can go to the next question. Question number 7. Fine. Question number 7. A torch bulb is rated 2.5 volt, 750 milliampere. Current is equal to, now this we have to be careful, 750 milliampere. So this we will have to convert into ampere first. To convert from milliampere to ampere, we will have to multiply by -3, 10 to the power of -3 ampere. Fine. Calculate its power. So it is going to be the same torch bulb that you are going to use. Torch bulb. The power is equal to V into I, that is equal to 2.5 into 750 into 10 to the power of -3. Okay, so this will give you what? (750) into 25, 5 zeros are 5 5s are 5 7s are 35, 36, 37, 2 5s are 10, 2 7s are 14, 15, 0 5 7 8 1 8, and now we have got what, one decimal place, so this will get out. So this answer will be actually 1875 into 10 raised to the power of minus 3. Means we will divide this by, you can consider like this also, 1875 upon 3. So I can go 3 decimal places back, that is equal to 1.875 volt. We can write it as 1.88 volt or 1.9 volt, whatever you feel you are comfortable with. This is there. Now power we have calculated. Now it's resistance of this, resistance created by the bulb, resistance created by our volt we know, current we know, formula of P is equal to I, we can calculate by power formula also, we can calculate by volt. I is what, this resistance, that's all, by Ohm's law. We can find it by Ohm's law or even by the formula for power. Power is equal to V square upon R or I square R. You can use any formula, you will get the same result. By Ohm's law we will get what we are going to find. Find the resistance. R is equal to V upon I. V is equal to 2.5. I is what? This. 750 into 10 raised to the power of minus 3. So if I go to solve this, 5 into 10 raised to the power of 3 I will take. I have moved this up, 750. To remove this one decimal place, I will have to add 1 0 in the denominator. So what do I get? 25 ones are 25, 3s are 75, 00. So what I get is 1 upon 300 into 10 raised to the power of 3. Okay, so this basically is nothing but, I can consider it like this, 1000 upon 300, 201, 201. This is 3, 3s are 9, 0.33. This will carry on, 3.33 ohms. This is the resistance. I hope I have tried to do each and every step. The energy consumed by the bulb, if this bulb is lighted for 4 hours, the energy consumed, as I told you all people, energy consumed is equal to power into time. Okay, this is what I have given. Energy consumed is equal to power into time. The power we know and time also we know. The energy consumed, power is basically 1.88 into time. They are telling it for lighted for 4 hours. 4 hours. That means 4 hours. 4 into 60 into 60. Okay, that many then seconds, because when it comes to energy consumed on joules we have to calculate this. So this will be in seconds. So now if I go to calculate this again, 188 into 4 8s are 32, 4 8s are 32, 33, 34, 35, 752. This is completed. 2 decimal places are left. 66, 60 into 60 will be 3600. The 3600 and 752. I will just multiply 72. 7 0s are 0, 7 0s are 0, 7 6 are 42, 7 3 are 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. 0 0 2 7 7 2. Okay, this is what I have got. But then there are 2 decimal places, this will go. Okay, so the answer of this will be joules. I hope this multiplication is right. I am only bothered about the multiplication part. .88 into 4 into 60 into 60. 27072, right? Okay, that is going to be, that is there. See my dear students, here sometimes if somebody have taken over here 1.8, it depends, some value can change, but otherwise this is right, 27072 joules. Okay, seventh one is over. Now we can go to the eighth one. Calculate the electrical energy consumed by a 1200 volt toaster. The power is equal to 1200 volt in 20 minutes. T is equal to 20 minutes. So that will be equal to 20 into 60. So T is equal to 1200 seconds. Calculate the electrical energy consumed. So we have know that P is equal to VI. But then this is not going to help us because we have I but V we don't have. Then what we have, P is equal to, calculate the electrical energy consumed. We know VI, V square upon R and I square R. This much are there. Calculate the electrical energy consumed. The energy consumed is equal to P into T. Energy consumed. Formula is what of energy consumed? I am unnecessarily going over here. Energy consumed is equal to power into time. Power is what? 1200 volt into time is 1200 seconds. 12 12s are 144 0000 joules. This should be the answer of this, nothing more than that. Okay, at the most what, because sometimes what here two resistances 3 ohm and 6 ohm are to be connected to a battery of 9 volts. So as to get minimum and maximum current in circuit, how will you connect the resistances to battery in each case? So here what they are telling us is that two resistors 3 ohm and 6 ohm are to be connected to a battery of 9 volts. And they have to be connected in such a way that they will give minimum or maximum current. So for minimum current in the circuit, for minimum current in the circuit, so try to understand there is to be a minimum current in the circuit. So for minimum current in the circuit, the effective resistance of the circuit has to be maximum. The effective resistance has to be maximum. When the effective resistance is maximum, the current in the circuit will be minimum. For maximum resistance, the resistors are to be connected in maximum resistance. They are supposed to be connected in series. Therefore, to get minimum current in the circuit, the resistors have to be connected in series. They have to be connected in series. Then in what way? In series means like this. This is ammeter, battery, plug key. This is positive, this is negative, this is ampere, positive, negative. These are what? 3 ohms, 6 ohms. Okay, fine. So this is how the battery current is to be shown. Labeling has to be done, the diagram has to be informative. This is done. Now they have asked us to also calculate the total current flowing in the circuit in both the cases. So we have to find the current flowing in this circuit and also in the other circuit. For that, the effective resistance of the circuit is equal to Rs is equal to R1 plus R2 is equal to 3 plus 6 is equal to 9 ohm is the effective resistance of this circuit. See, it is greater than each individually. Then by Ohm's law, we have to find the current in this circuit. Current I is going to be equal to V upon R. V is equal to 9 upon R is going to be 9 again, that is equal to 1 ampere. The current in this case is 1 ampere. This is going to be the minimum current. Okay, and now they are asking us to find another case. Minimum we have completed, minimum current. Now maximum current. Again we will tell for maximum current everything will be reverse now. For maximum, the effective resistance has to be what? Maximum current. The effective resistance has to be minimum. For minimum effective resistance, the resistors should be connected in parallel. Therefore, for maximum current in the circuit, the given resistors should be connected in parallel as shown below. Positive, negative, positive, negative, ammeter 3 ohm and 6 ohm. This is a 9 volt battery. This is done. Now they are going to be, in this case, of course, the current in this case also in the circuit we have to find. For that we first have to find the effective resistance. The effective resistance Rp 1 upon Rp is equal to 1 upon R1 plus 1 upon R2. 1 upon Rp is equal to 1 upon 3 plus 1 upon 6. That will be equal to 3 upon 6. That will be equal to 1 upon 2. Therefore, Rp is equal to 2 ohm less than individual. Now, by Ohm's law, current is equal to V upon R. So V is equal to 9, R is equal to 2, is equal to 4.5 amperes. Here the current is 4.5 amperes, here the current is 1 ampere. Okay, so in this way we have completed with the 9th question also, my dear students. Question number 10. What would be the reading of ammeter and voltmeter in the given circuit? So we can see this circuit. They are resistors in series. No problem, my dear students. This we have done. Actually speaking, this question is similarly, here diagram is provided and here the diagram was not provided, where तकलीफ है. This one, sixth one. This is nothing but same. See here, draw this diagram where 24 volt battery, 10 ohm resistors and 5 ohm resistors and 1 ohm resistors are connected in series. Same diagram, my dear students. See here, 10 ohm resistor, 5 ohm resistor and 1 ohm resistors are connected in series. Then again we have an ammeter over here, and then we have a battery over here of 24 volts. We connected two batteries of 12 volt each, and then this is what they have done. Then this is 3 ohm, this is 6 ohm. I left it. 10 ohm, 5 ohm and 1 ohm. This is connected. The diagram we were supposed to draw, and then they ask him find ammeter reading, means find this reading, and potential difference across 10 ohm resistor. This. So if they would have asked us to find like this ammeter and voltmeter reading, the diagram is same, except here we have got 3 resistors. Here we have got only 2 resistors. Here we have got only 2 resistors, ammeter reading and voltmeter reading. You can pause the video and give a try. First you have to find the effective resistance, and then we have to find current, and then we have to find voltage across resistor R, 2 ohms, resistance 2 ohm. Okay, so here effective resistance RS is equal to R1 plus R2, because there are only 2. RS is equal to 1 plus 2 is equal to 3 ohm. Okay, so with this we go further. We have got the resistance, effective resistance. Now the current in the circuit by Ohm's law. Current is equal to voltage, they have given 3 volt, V upon R. The V is equal to 3 upon R is equal to 3, that is equal to 1 ampere is the current in the circuit. Therefore ammeter reading is equal to 1 ampere. And now voltmeter reading. So voltage across 2 ohm resistor by Ohm's law, V is equal to IR. I is 1 ampere, R is 2 ohms, that is equal to 1 to the 2 volts. Therefore voltmeter reading in the given diagram is equal to 2 volts. If they would have asked across 1, so we would have taken this as 1 into 1 volt. Okay, my dear students, so with this we go to question number 11. In question number 11, an electric lamp of resistance, this is electric lamp of resistance 20 ohms and resistor of 4 ohms are connected to a, so this basically are, now I told you this is behaving like another resistor. They are basically resistances in series, are as shown in the diagram. Calculate total resistance of the circuit. So total, now here what is the resistor they told? Electric lamp of resistance 20 ohm. So basically they are resistances in series. The total resistance will be 20 plus 4. Okay, that will be 24 ohms. Total resistance of the circuit. Okay, fine. So here we can proceed as the question is going on. See here, I can consider this as R1, I can consider this as R2. We will have to draw the diagram in that case. So here what happens? Here we will have to consider them also. Otherwise we will have to draw the diagram, whatever it is. The resistance in R1 is equal to 4 ohm. Resistance in bulb is equal to R2 is equal to 20 ohm. Effective resistance is equal to Rs is equal to R1 plus R2, because they are connected in series. 20 plus 4, Rs is equal to 24 ohm. Okay, that is there. Total resistance we have got. Now second, they are asking us to find the current through the circuit. Of course, same thing, current through the circuit by Ohm's law. Current V upon R. V is how much? No, 6 volt this here. V is 6 volt. Resistance is 24. 6, 4 that it is equal to 1 upon 4. So current is equal to 0. That will be 10. 4, 2 is 8. 1.25, 0.25 ampere. This will be the current in the circuit. Potential difference across the electric lamp and the resistor. Potential difference across this and potential difference across this. So again, potential difference across lamp V is equal to IR. IR 2. Lamp 2. I is going to be 0.25 and resistance of this is 20. We have to take the 20 to 25 is a 50, and then 2 decimal places, this 0.5 volts. Okay, potential difference across 20 ohm here, across lamp and the resistor, across lamp and the resistor. So that is 0.25 ampere. Five volts, right? What is missing? Some problem it is. 0.25 into 25 into 500, 5 volts. Okay, this will be 5 volts, and potential difference across resistor I, R1. I is 0.25, R1 is 4. That is again the same thing, 4 5 are 20, 4 2 is 8, 9 10. The 2 decimal places, 1 volt will be this potential difference across the resistance. Okay, this we have finished. The 11th one. No, we have finished the 11th one. Now going to the 12th one. A 9 volt battery supplies power to a cordless curling iron. Okay, nothing much. See, these diagrams you don't have to draw, but I am just showing you. A 9 volt battery is there and it is supplying power to a cordless curling iron. Some iron is there. With a resistance of 18 ohm. This has got resistance of 18 ohm. How much current is flowing through the curling iron? That is again V is equal to 9 volt battery, resistance 18 ohm, current again the same thing, my dear students, by you have to write everything, but still V is equal to 9 volt and resistance is equal to 18 ohm. Fine. So we get by Ohm's law current I is equal to V upon R. V is equal to 9 upon 18, 0.5 ampere. Okay, 0.5 ampere. This will be the flowing through it. Question number 13. A current of 5 amperes flow through 12 ohm resistor. What is the rate at which the heat energy is produced? Something different. see, I've told you there are two formulas. One is heat energy produced and the other one is rate at which the heat energy is produced. Where did I keep that? Yes, see here. Heat produced is P into T and rate at which the heat is produced is only P. Remember this. Okay, so here the current of 5 amperes, so I is equal to 5 amperes flows through a resistor 12 ohm. What is the rate at which the heat energy is produced? So we know that heat energy produced is equal to power, and power is equal to what? For formula for power, we know power formulas are VI. It is also equal to I square R. It is also equal to V square upon R, which we are going to use this one, I suppose, I square R. So power is equal to I square R, 5 square into 12, that is equal to 25 into 12, 60, 300 volt. This is power. The power over there is going to be 300 volt. And now what the heat energy, they are asking us to find the heat energy, the rate of heat produced, rate of heat produced is equal to power is equal to 300. Now joules, actually joules, no, rate of heat only 300, 300 actually it is going to be watt. Sorry, see basically how I am deriving this, see basically I don't by heart all the things, my dear students. Means it is good if somebody can remember. I can't really remember. How am I doing this? See, I had explained you that also, I suppose. See basically the rate का पेपर किधर गया अभी? See basically what happens, the heat energy consumed, heat produced is equal to power into T. This is equal to joules, but rate of heat produced, as I told you, it is always with respect to time, and then this time will be cancelled, and then rate of heat produced will be only P, and with the unit of this is volts. So rate of heat produced will be power and the unit of power only, that is equal to 300 volt. This will be the rate of heat produced. Okay, so units you have to handle them very nicely, my dear students, and they are actually easy only if you have understood the logic behind it. Question number 14. Now what is it asking? A 9 ohm resistance is cut into 3 equal parts and connected in parallel. Find the equivalent resistance of the combination. It is simple. 9 ohm resistors are connected into 3 equal parts. So of course 3 equal parts means 3, 3, 3, and then they are connected in parallel. So of course they will be something of this sort. They are connected in parallel. Find the equivalent resistance of the combination. This is basically they are connected in parallel. Since the 9 ohm resistance is divided into 3 equal resistors, R1 is equal to R2 is equal to R3 is equal to 9 upon 3 is equal to 3 ohms. That is going to be equal to 3 ohms each, and then they are connected in parallel. Since they are connected in parallel, 1 upon Rp is equal to 1 upon R1 plus 1 upon R2 plus 1 upon R3, that is equal to 1 upon 3 plus 1 upon 3 plus 1 upon 3. So 1 upon Rp will be equal to 3 upon 3 is equal to 1 upon 1. Therefore Rp is going to be 1 ohm. That is going to be the equivalent. Find the equivalent resistance of the combination. This is going to be 1 ohm. Okay. So with this, question number 14 also is over. Now we move to question number 15. Okay. An electric bulb draws a current 0.8 ampere from 250 volt mains. The bulb is used. I hope you all are able to read this. Okay. An electric bulb draws a current of 0.8 amperes from 250 volt mains. So if supposing I consider that this is a bulb over here, current over here is 0.8 amperes from 250 volt mains. So this is 250 volts. The bulb is used. Okay, fine. Whatever is this is not going to make any difference now. The bulb is used as an average for 8 hours a day. If the energy cost of rupees 3 per kilowatt hour, see here 3 per kilowatt hour, calculate the monthly bill of 30 days. This is a very important question. I had told you, my dear student, there will be two type of questions. One will be of energy consumed. At that time it is just power into T, and then it is just in joules. But commercial, when we have to calculate the energy consumed, at that time the energy consumed is supposed to be in kilowatt hour, not in volt or seconds. So here again we will do the same thing, and one thing more you have to do, my dear students. I had explained you in these cases what we have to do is that we have to first find the energy consumed and multiplied by the rate of the energy. So what happens over here? First we have to find energy consumed. See, energy consumed is very easy, but of course energy consumed kilowatt hour. The power is equal to, they told, they have given power of the bulb? No. Power is equal to, now here what all things they have given? I is equal to 0.8 amperes. V is equal to 250 volts. This they have given, and for energy consumed I need to have power. Power into time is the energy consumed, and what is power is equal to VI formula. Power is equal to V into I. We can consider it like that. We can take it into different steps also. So V into I. V is what? 250. I is what? 0.8. This will give me, see, 250 into 8. 8 0s are 0, 8 5s are 40, 8 2s are 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 2000, and then there is a decimal place, that is equal to 200 volt. Fine. This is the power. Anything else? Am I missing anything? 0.8 ampere, 250 volts. Fine. But then I want this power is equal to 200 volt. That should be into kilowatt. From volt, when I go to kilowatt is a higher scale. I will write 200 into 10 raised to the power of -3, or divided by 10. You can consider like this also. 200 divided by 1000, 2 zeros gone, 2 zeros gone, is equal to 0.2 kilowatt. Better write in this fashion. You can write it in into 10 to the power of -3 also, but still you will come here itself. Into divided by 1000, we'll take it to kilowatt. 2 zeros gone from here, 2 zeros gone from 2 upon 10 will be 0.2 kilowatt. And now this is the power. Energy consumed is equal to power into time. Power in kilowatt, time in hours. So total time for which the bulb is on is how much? The bulb is used on 8 hours a day. This is given in hours. Calculate the monthly bill of 30 days. 8 hours a day, 8 hours 1 day into 30. 240 hours. It is running for 240 hours totally for the month. Therefore, energy consumed by bulb is equal to P into T. P is 0.2 kilowatt into 240. So this will give me 224 is a 480. But then there are one decimal place, 48 is equal to 48 kilowatt hour. This much energy he will consume, and therefore now what cost, what calculate the monthly bill. Monthly bill for bulb is equal to 48 into the cost of bill they have told is how much is the rate, 3 per kilowatt hour, rupees 3. 3 8s are 24, 3 4s are 12, 13, 14, 144 rupees. This is his bill. I hope you all are getting this, my dear students. See, energy consumed, actually this is what is the figure. Energy consumed is equal to power into time. This is the one formula. Energy consumed is equal to power into time. But when they ask you to find energy consumed only and leave the question over there, at that time I would have used this power 200 watt over here, time 8 hours, I would have just multiplied, I would have converted that into seconds. 8 hours, where is the time? Total time 8 hours, 8 into 60 into 60, I would have done that, and then written here for whatever is the answer, that many joules. Are you getting? 200 into 8 into 60 into 60, the energy consumed per day, and into 30 energy consumed for whole month, and that many joules would have been the energy consumed. Like example, energy consumed whole month. Will be, power is it 200 I would have taken, running for 8 hours, that is 60 into 60 seconds, and then for 30 days this amount of energy will be consumed in joules, and this would have been the answer if they would have asked me only the energy consumed. Are you getting? But since they are asking me to find the cost of the bill, now everything will change. I will have to convert this energy power into kilowatt, 200 watt into kilowatt, by dividing that 200 into 1000. I have explained you how to change the scale. So kilowatt, watt to kilowatt will divide by 1000 and you will get it into kilowatt, and but the time is already given in hours, 8 hours, but for 30 days it will be 8 into 30, 240 hours, and these values I will have to take over here, and then this will be energy consumed, power kilowatt hour will be the energy now, not joules, because I have used kilowatt and time in hours. Okay, this will be the energy consumed, and then monthly bill will be this energy consumed into rate that they have given. The rate is, they have given is 3 per kilowatt hour. You can see here per kilowatt hour. That's why you require kilowatt hour. This is the only question which is slightly apart, means slightly different from the track. Okay, my dear students, with this I stop over here, and I think the rest of the questions that actually are there are same. Okay, my dear students, with this I stop my topic of numerical. 15 questions are more than sufficient, and I think I have covered a lot over here. Still, if you have any doubt, you can put on the group and I will definitely respond to that. Okay, my dear students, thank you very much. Stay home, stay safe, and most important, stay happy. I love you all, my dear students. Bye.